All right, let's keep on chugging through these tutorials. I do not need to show you how to make the hitch magnet. If you're having problems with the hitch magnet, you got more problems than I can help you with, frankly. Um, Similarly, I'm not really going to help you here, and I'm going to show you every step by step here on the hitch peg. Uh, what you probably are wondering though is what the heck this SR means, and that SR means spherical radius. So I've built the sketch already, with the exception of that arc. And the spherical radius really means that if you revolve this thing, it's going to make a perfect sphere. We're cutting off part of a sphere in order to make this, which means that the center point of the arc that you're revolving is on the center line here. So it's pretty easy. All we got to do is I'm going to take a center point arc, and if I draw that center point arc from there, I'm going to come over and make it coincident with that. And then I throw my dimension on. I forgot what that dimension was already, of 0.208. So I throw this dimension on here, 0.208. I've got a fully constrained part. Do I? Or is that blue down at the bottom? Can't quite tell. Is that looks all black. There is this 0.4 dimension on there. Let's see what that throws in there. From there to there is 0.2. It is. So I've made it correctly. There you go. If I finish my sketch and revolve it, not sweep, revolve this shape around this axis. There you go. There's my hitch peg. I'm going to leave it down here as Part Studio 1, so I'm not wasting your time. What I really want to show you how to do is the wheel. That's actually got a boatload of stuff on it. So let's get to it. So new Part Studio. Going to immediately rename this wheel. CY underscore wheel. And let's take a look at it. So I'll draw on the, I guess, the top view here. I've got a revolved part. I've got all this geometry in here, and I've got like this section view. And so I'm going to draw out this general section view on the top edge here, on the top plane. So sketch, top plane, right click, view normal to. We're drawing on the top. First thing I'm going to draw is I'm going to draw a construction line right here. And that is because I have this axis of revolution that I'm going to draw on, but there's no actual portion of my wheel that's going to go up and touch that. So that's how I'm going to operate. I'm just going to draw around just the general shape of it right now. It goes not there. I'm going to start just to the left of it. Go and make it horizontal. We go horizontal. I don't think I can, in Inventor, if I click that endpoint and draw, I can get like a tangent arc. Can't get that here. So I'm just going to come down here, go like this, over. So I squared everything off, and right at the end it didn't come in perfectly. I'm going to hit V to get that aligned vertically. I'm actually even going to hit H, and I want to just select that endpoint and that endpoint. And, well, I guess I could have made just the line horizontal. That would have done the trick as well. That should make these two equal as well. That's fine. Let's throw a circle on here, and let's make it tangent to that one, which should make it tangent to the other one. I'm going to hit T for tangent, and I could probably throw this in there. I can. And I'm going to type in M for trim, and I can get rid of half of this. There you go. That's the general shape. There are some curves on there. We've got this 0.0625 typical radius. I'm going to leave it off. I'll get back to that. So what do we have here? We've got a width we've got from here to here that of being 0.125. Shrunk everything down real nice. What's that hole in the center is called out here at 0.28. So this from here to here, because remember we're going to revolve this around that axis, is I'm going to say 0.28, but we've only got half of that, so I'm going to divide it by 2. And I think all the dimensions are off of that baseline then. So off of that baseline, this is why I drew that in first. This edge is 1/4 of an inch away. This edge is 0.75 inches away. That might be all I have to draw. So dimension from here to there, be 0.25. From here to there to be 0.75. Ooh, that didn't work. Let's undo that for a second because I need this overall dimension first. 1 all the way to the center of this. So let's do that one first. And we'll take this as 0.75. Suddenly it looks a little bit more stable. I see that this blue line is still in, or this line is still in blue. I can grab that, move it this way. I know that I want that to be horizontal. I'll go right down the center. What's going right down the center? Oh, the center point of this circle. I don't know if I can grab onto center, like midpoints of lines. Doesn't appear to be something that grabs onto easily for geometric constraints. I'm sure there's an option to get it to do it. So there we go. There's my shape. I'm actually going to revolve that. So I'm going to revolve that. Even though I don't have those curves on there, I'm going to go back and put them in later. So after I've got it extruded, I now have a general wheel shape. Something like this. And yeah, the fillets I think are going to be the next thing that I do. So let's throw those fillets on, and it's here and here and here and here, and the size, so they're not coming in right now, is 0.0625. If I've made this properly, it should resolve, and it's not. This last one is not resolving. .0625. Well, that should work. Click the arrow the other way. No. Let's X out of this. Let's try again. 0.0625. Was there not a 0 in front of that before? That's working. That doesn't work. Should work. Alright, here, let's go inspect my sketch. And everything looks good. .0625, that should work. I mean, the alternative is I can come in here and I can use a 2D fillet and select this one and select this one. And where do I enter the dimension for my 2D fillet? Oh, I have to do some trimming for that? That's annoying. So I generally don't do sketch fillets. 0.0625. Okay, I am seeing why that is too much. Oh, because I put this is why. Found it. Let's go back and look at that. Let's look at our sketch. And I read this right here, 0.125, as being the diameter, or the whole total depth of this, but it's actually 1/4 of an inch. So all I have to do is go change that, and it will work. So let's go edit my sketch. What am I doing? Click on things, they're not highlighted. Edit my sketch. Double click on that, 0.25. That looks fine. I'm not going to change anything too much. Now when I do my 3D fillet, if I type in 0.0625 and I select those 4 edges, I think it should have no problem. There you go. Alright. That took more work than it should have. Hey, nothing's going to be perfect here. We're streaming live, including I did not move the view cube down to the corner. There we go. Alright, so the next thing is we've got these 6 windows around there. No reason for us to draw 6 of those. Let's just grab the information for one of them and do a circular pattern. So there's 30-degree angle between each of those. There's 30 degrees between the walls of it. The inner diameter is 0.375, or the inner radius is 0.375, the outer radius is 0.625. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to go on the back just because it's probably easier to draw back there. And I'm going to draw some circles because it's just easier to click onto here and just draw a couple circles. And I'm going to draw a construction line right up the middle, linking onto that one. And then I'm going to switch and I'm going to not draw a construction line for here. And L again. And another one there. And that's going to give me my basic, this area right there, that is my window. If I do symmetric and select those 3 lines that I just drew, there's why I made it a construction line. Now if I just happen to drag this line, should be able to drag that endpoint, you see that the other one moves symmetrically with it. So that's very useful, so that when I come in here and do my dimensioning, we had 0.375 was our diameter here, or radius 0.375, so times 2. If I do 0.625 times 2, I get my outer window. And now that seems 0.675. Okay, I guess it's okay. Looks narrow there, but it will be fine. And then my angle between these two here is just 30. And now I've got my window. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim this up, hit M for trim, or go find the scissors, and I've got one window. It's all fully constrained. I'm going to hit Shift E for extrude. I'm going to extrude that the other direction, and I'm going to, instead of saying blind going through 1 inch, it's bad CAD. Let's go through all. Oh, and I want to make sure it's removing. And we've got that little window built in. Window's in. Let's go back and look at that. So how do I do a circular pattern? Well, up here somewhere, buried in something, there you go. I've got a circular pattern. I want to do a circular pattern of not the whole part, but of a feature of that part. So a feature pattern. Select my feature. Well, I just always find it easier to just select from the browser. So over here on the left-hand side, select extrude. Axis of pattern, we can select virtually anything here, anything around. There you go. And we want 6 of those equally spaced. And enter, and that looks pretty good. Last thing is we've got a series of just circles that we're going to draw. You know what? I'm not going to show you that. I think you guys can handle that. There's one a circle extrusion, get it to the correct spot. There is another circle extrusion concentric with that, and then there's a hole concentric with that right there. So 3 circular features right there on one spot. If you start your sketch on the front plane, make it right horizontal over here, it will end up intersecting with this like fillet feature here, that's fine. It will build correctly if you do it correctly. So there you go. That's as much as I'm giving you on that one.